Problem for the short, small man, only 5'3". He can't make an impression, a credible presence in any social context. How do you approach the contest? How, as I've said before, the great Eric Berne, who wrote Games People Play and What Do You Say After You Say Hello and Transactional Analysis, the great neo-psychoanalyst, Dr. Eric Berne. The problem is not that. The analysis has to go back to something that's more primordial than what do you say after you say hello. And even more primordial, more basic, more ground than what do you do when you say hello. We have to push the analysis back even further than that for the little short man with no appearance. How do you approach access and opportunity socially to say hello? Everything breaks itself down to a power struggle, to an unlevel competition in an arena that is continuously changing. And the little short man has to know how to comport himself to this social arena, and more importantly, how to be flexible and adjustable in that arena, and how to proceed to ask himself the right probatives, the right questions, and assess his situation, not the situation in general, in a practical, fair, and effective way. Now, here's what I mean by that. There are some general rules, social etiquette, protocol, that, of course, by the 80-20 Perotti curve, which demonstrates that 20% are taking 80% of the action. Those 20%, of course, are your quote-unquote beautiful people. By beautiful, I mean the height, the hair, the magnetism, the dynamism, the social skills, and more importantly, the the persuasive skills, the rhetorical skills, the presence, the body language, the complete control of the body language. It's showtime when you go out into the arena. It's a performance. It's every man for himself. We are not our brother's keeper. There's no such thing as a common good. There's no such thing as altruism, fairness, compassion, level playing field, and certainly no existence whatsoever of any abstract entitlements. You can't defend it. It's all an action. It's all a happening in the now. It's an Erlebnis, a lived, actual, here and now experience in the arena of continuous encounter, confrontation, questioning. The little shorty has to be very skilled at prosecuting himself. I can't begin to emphasize how important that is. He's got to be fully, completely aware of everything he's doing in the arena, everything he's saying. He's got to monitor himself in the present. So he has to behave, he has to observe himself, and he has to watch the other social performer, and he has to be aware of what's going on around him at the same time, and also be aware of the legal, social protocol of the situation he's in. He's got to know and say to himself, before he even comes out, predicated on my appearance, my personality, my height, I could never have this. Then the next question that he says to himself is the one the great Customato asked his men. Why shouldn't you have this? Each individual shorty has to answer that question for himself and give it content. Now, what do I mean by that? The shorty either asks that question of himself, why shouldn't I have this, credibly, or via delusions of grandeur. If he wants to ask himself that question credibly, he'd better get himself into the best possible physical shape he can get himself into, and then some. And I mean, he better drive iron and drive it hard with a dedicated, intelligent, well-honed, well-prepared seriousness. It's not a game we're playing. He's got to realize this is his life hanging in the balance. He has to hit the gym, the weight room, like the great Tom Platz said. Mr. Olympia, Thomas Platz. Thomas is about 5'5", 5'6". With a one-track mind, completely compartmentalized, and ask himself, how can I do better today than I did the day before? He's only competing against himself. He's got to will those muscles, put conscious concentration into each and every muscle he's training. Feel it. It's all a feeling. It's all a feeling. The pump is nothing but a feeling. Go for the contraction. Feel the contraction. Love the contraction. Make the contraction more and more powerful, working each muscle group and each particular muscle, and becoming very adept and skilled at isolating muscles. But he must not become a muscle head. He's got to be involved in other athletics that give him balance, flexibility, core strength, but most importantly, full body brute strength, gripping power, forearm power. All the things I'm saying here is what made a marketer the greatest dream merchant of them all, Charles Atlas, millions and millions of dollars, when he sold us the illusion of the Charles Atlas program, Dynamic Tension. And we all read our Superman comic books. Boy, if I had those old comic books from the 50s, if I had them today, they'd be worth a fortune. Anyway, he advertised in the Superman comic books, and he said, I'm calling out to my army of He-Men. I'm going to perform my miracle on you weak, puny, pukey, miserable specimens of a man who always let the bully kick sand in your face and take everything away from you, literally and figuratively. And that's the essence of my great comedic skit, Frankie's Pie in the Face. it's a comparison where, of course, I'm Frankie, I'm the little man. Emma Airhead's my girlfriend, and the big guy, Big Jim, he is 6'3", and he is the Mr. Wonderful incarnate. He is what they call the chick magnet, without doing ever anything. First I hit the stage and I'm talking to the house and I'm pleading to the house to help me, to back me up in my attempt to beg, get down on my knees as a supplicant, a beggar, to get my girlfriend, my pretense girlfriend, Emma Airhead, only my girlfriend if I can foot the material bill for her social presence. Then I am tolerated abortively in her presence. But then comes, and I'm talking to the house, I'm presenting my case to the house, and everybody's laughing at this weak, gullible greenhorn of a man. This little man up on the stage begging the house to recognize him, to give him credibility, to back him up. Up comes Emma Airhead, and Emma Airhead is making fun of Frankie, and we watch a broken man as Frankie steps back, goes backstage, fades out, but he's still on stage so the audience can observe his agony, but now he's in pillory. And Emma Airhead is complaining about Frankie. Oh, she's complaining about what a horrible, hideous little man who has absolutely no physical appeal, no social redeemable value. She's only staying with him out of pity. Irachmunis. This means a lower form of altruism and pity. And she's complaining and complaining about Frankie. What a schmuck he is. What a putz. Then up steps on stage Big Jim. Full head of hair. Charisma up the yin-yang. Presence up the yin-yang. And he's mocking Frankie. He said, what do you want to be with this little man? I can take Frankie and put him in my pocket and walk away with a shrimp. What do you do? Why don't you come and enjoy a real man? Enjoy a real man. And you can see Emma Airhead just gushing. She's looking up at her hero. Now I'm telling it like it is. And he's mocking and enjoying, torturing Frank. The audience loves it. The psychology is perfect. The psychology is absolutely flawless here. And Big Jim is condemning, mocking, criticizing, ridiculing, caricaturing the little man. Then Emma and Big Ben each have a pie. Frankie comes front stage and looks at the house and begs them, please, please, I don't want to get the humiliation on stage of this pie in my face. Please. And he's making his case to the house. It's just like a man who's been Murphy'd. He's been gamed for his money. He's been shucked and jived out of his money. He goes to the police for help because he tried to solicit well, it's more than just a prostitute, because what the Murphy man is promising the little man is only what a celebrity can get. Warren Beatty is perfect evening of wanton sexual abandon, all his urgencies, all his fantasies gratified, incarnate with a woman of his physical choice. We can do it. I'm the Murphy man. I have the power to do it. Now, if you're a little man, if you're a short man, have no access to any women, what would you do in that situation? Wouldn't you be vulnerable to that fantasy? So we pay the Murphy man, and of course we're taken for our money, go to the police. The police throw us out because we can be arrested for soliciting a prostitute. And they laugh at us. The cops laugh at us. Murphy is so good, Murphy man is so good, that he pulls a hustle, he pulls a sham, and the victim, which is us in this case, the little man, can be arrested. He's so smooth. Of course the Murphy man's gone. Murphy man didn't take our money. We volunteered to give him our money to buy a dream. Well, this is what Frankie's doing up on stage with the house. Now, picture the house is the Murphy man. They're in on everything. And Emma and Big Jim are gleeful. They want to hit Frankie in the face and humiliate the man. Audience says thumbs down to Frankie, give him the pie. Boom! Big Jim hits him. Boom! Emma hits him. And Frankie has pie on his face. And we see Frankie, he's short already, but he's shrinking down to about 4'10". And now Emma Airhead, who's about 5'11". Wow. Picture a bodybuilder woman. Ow! Wow! It's Frankie's dream incarnate. Big Jim walks off with Emma Airhead. Thumbs up to the house, the sign of victory. Frankie's fully defeated, humiliated. And the crowd is slain. They're prostrate, they're on the floor. Everybody's enjoying Frankie's embarrassment. Excellent stuff. The psychology here is absolutely perfect. Bottom line to what I'm saying is, and I think I've demonstrated it, if you're a short, small man with no appearance, you have no choice. You have no choice at all. You had better get yourself in the shape of your life. You had better be very tough. You'd better be very aware and very competitive on your own terms. You set the terms. Now, if you have that steel foundation, you can begin to become the captain of your own ship, the master of your own fate, which you already were anyway, and you didn't know it. But now, instead of being a victim, you take it back. You take back the power, your power, and claim your own complete and total self-sufficiency and self-reliance. If it's to be, it's up to me. If it gets done, I'm the one. If I need a hand, it's only at the end of my own arm. How true that is.